Hello, everyone, and a very good evening to all. Thank you for joining us today again. Today's YouTube section will focus on the current syllabus and the paper pattern for Max. My name is Biju, and let me begin this session by saying that the changes introduced by the board is a welcome change. We feel these are all positive changes that will help the students understand the subject better. The new paper pattern ensures that the learning process shifts from the old concepts of rote learning, or as the children say, mugging up, to conceptual learning. Today's session will cover two aspects: the changes in the textbook first and the changes in the paper pattern. Let's begin with the changes in the textbook first. The design of the new textbook focus on activities and problems that encourage learning and understanding of the subject matter. The best part is that they have achieved this amazing task even though the overall number of the problems in the textbook has reduced. In other words, the overall quality of the textbook has gone up. The previous textbook had hot section, which included higher order thinking challenging problems, which most students find very troublesome. Now, the good news is that the new textbook has fewer sums in the hot section, and they are included in the problem set itself and can be identified by the star mark. One of the best aspects of the book is that it has been specifically designed to make sure that there is a flow of concepts from 9th standard to 10th standard. In fact, all the concepts are a continuation of the concepts learned in the 9th standard. So it becomes very important for the students to revise the concepts of 9th standard. This will greatly help them in the 10th standard. The new textbook has included a wonderful section called Remember This. This section, what it does is actually gives you a summary of the important concepts of the lesson all in one place. The students are expected to go through this section before going to the actual problem solving part. There is another section in the textbook called For More Information. This provides additional information about the topic to the students who are eager to learn more. It's indeed a gift for the curious mind. There are a lot of activity based questions which are basically like filling in the blanks. This eases the burden on the students to actually memorize the steps of the sums. If a student has understood the concepts properly, then this part of the book will be a breeze. The introduction of multiple choice questions is an entirely new feature in the textbook. This fantastic move lays the foundation for the child to prepare for the entrance exams and the various competitive exams, which are basically multiple choice questions in general. To sum it up, the government has designed the textbook keeping in the student's point of view in mind. The number of problems are not only lesser than the previous book, but the overall syllabus is also much on a lighter load to bear. In the past, the extensive syllabus left no time for the teacher to try innovative methods of teaching or to explore any extra interesting topics. But the new syllabus solves this problem with sufficient time for the student-teacher exchange of ideas. Now we move on to the board paper pattern. A syllabus change happens almost in 5 years and shouldn't be much of a concern. But what's new this year is a major change in the paper pattern that has been introduced along with the change in the syllabus. One needs to understand the paper pattern properly to score good marks in the board exams. The paper pattern consists of two parts, that's Max 1 and Max 2. There will be two separate examinations of 40 marks for a duration of 2 hours each. In addition, there would be internal evaluation of 10 marks each, that is total 20 marks by the school. In and all, Max is going to carry 100 marks weightage in the boards. The main feature of the new paper pattern is that it tests the students on various parameters like, say, knowledge of concepts, understanding of the subject, ability to apply this concept to different problems, problem solving skills, and creativity of method. Now, the students are allowed to write the answers of the questions by methods other than those given in the textbook also, provided that the methods are mathematically and logically correct. This is a refreshing change because it encourages the students to apply their own mind, find the easiest and the fastest method that they are comfortable with, and rather than follow a fixed method they might not be happy with. Sometimes the student surely comes up with a better solution than the teachers even. Now the max paper consists of 6 main questions, and the good part is that each of them comes with option. Question number 1 would be for 8 marks, which will be asked on the previous knowledge of ninth standard. This is 20% of the question paper. You will have two sub-questions for 4 marks each. Sub-question A consists of 1 mark sums, and sub-question B consists of 2 mark sums. Now, initially, that looks like asking a bit too much from the kids. The ninth standard syllabus. But one need not worry much about this part of 8 marks, as we are already provided with the list of topics that is expected from ninth standard. Also, looking at Q1, we understand that these are typically those easy kind of applications and conceptual problems. A student is expected to be perfect with these concepts of ninth standard and practice small problems from 10th standard textbook. Now, the biggest part of the paper consists of 24 marks and is usually the easiest section to score your best, since these questions are either from the textbook or based on the textbook. We call this 25 marks section consists of question number 2, question number 3, and question number 4, which includes easy problems from 10th standard for 1 marks, 2 marks, and 3 marks. Question number 2 would be for 8 marks. You will have sub-question A consisting of multiple choice questions. Now, these are multiple choice questions without any options involved. And sub-question B consisting of 2 marks questions, which is solve any 2 out of 3. So you find that question number 2 would be for 1 mark and 2 marks each. Now, question number 3 would be for 8 marks. Now you will have sub-question A consisting of 2 marks questions and sub-question B consisting of 2 marks questions again. Now, question 3 is where you can expect most of the activity-based questions to be asked. And then question number 4, which would be for 9 marks. It will consist of 3 marks questions each, which will be solved any 3 from the 4. So we have discussed about question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, and question number 4. Inclusion of the activity-based problems and theorems makes scoring in these 25 marks sections very easy. Make sure that you are perfect with this. Remember this section given in the textbook, because that will help you sail through these 25 marks. You must focus first on Q1, which is for 8 marks, and then Q2 and Q3 and Q4, which are allotted 25 marks. So that is 8 plus 25, you secure 33 marks before you attempt anything else in the paper. Now, before discussing question number 5, I would like to discuss about question number 6. Question 6 will be for 9 marks. It will consist of 3 marks questions. Solve 3 from 4. Now, this question is a new addition to the paper pattern, and it to construct a problem for the given information, or say estimation and approximations, mathematical modeling, comprehensions of mathematical passages. Now, this type of question may sound intimidating, but let me assure you, it won't be much of a challenge if you're thorough with your basics. This will be application-based and logical questions. In total, then, the 33 marks of the previously discussed questions from question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. And this question Q3, the question number 6 of 3 marks, will total up to 36 marks. This, I personally believe, will not be a hard task to accomplish if you have understood the concepts clearly. So make sure you practice, and practice more. Now comes the challenging part of the paper. Question number 5, which will be strictly not from the textbook. Question number 5 will be for 4 marks, and it will be solved any 1 from 2. It is usually referred to as an outside sum. This is where things get a bit difficult for the students. If the students is not clear with the concept and have not developed the skill of logical reasoning or application of concepts and formulas, he or she will have a hard time attempting this section. Obviously, The ounce lies on the teacher to induce the art of logical thinking and analysis in the students. The teacher needs to discuss different ways and methods of solving the same sum. So a student needs to develop an attitude of critical thinking and application of concepts to crack this paper, part of the paper. It is often noticed that students spend a lot of unnecessary amount of time on the outside sums without doing the basics, which I feel is wrong. My advice would be to focus on the remaining 36 marks of the papers. Make sure that only when you are confident of scoring that 36 marks, then shift your attention to the non-textual sums. This also helps you to feel calm and relaxed because you are now assured that you have at least solved the rest of the paper best of your ability. Once you perfect with the 36 marks, a few extra questions outside the textbooks would be sufficient enough to solve those 4 marks problems and eventually score a 40 on 40 in the board exams. To sum up today's session, we see that the new syllabus is simpler and easy as compared to the old syllabus, whereas the new paper pattern is more challenging and difficult as compared to the old paper pattern. With this, I would like to conclude with assuring you that we at Target Publications have done the hard work for you by extensively researching on the paper pattern and coming up with the best techniques to maximize your learning potential along with scoring full marks. I hope you will benefit from our upcoming book of Max for Standard 10th that has been designed keeping the new syllabus and paper pattern in mind. So please keep in touch with your local bookstore for the latest updates on our books, which we will launch for you soon. You can also follow us on www.targetpublication.org for the updates. Here's wishing you all of luck from me and the whole team of Target Publications. Thank you.